would you grade Carbs' first season here as the head man for the Washington Capitals? I mean, he's really had to thread the needle of incorporating new young players, guys coming up from Hershey all the time. Watching Ovi chase Gretzky for a while, we're just like, they're not going to make the playoffs. Now it's all about Ovi scoring goals, but now they're back in the playoff hunt. So he's had to kind of work that. You're shuffling off pieces at the trade deadline.
When was the last time that's happened?
You're getting rid of Mantha, a guy who's a 20-goal scorer, and then he has them contending for a playoff spot.
When was the last time a team was a seller at the deadline and still made a push? And, if the season ended today, it'd be in the playoffs.
Right. Also with a minus 27 goal differential. So it's not impossible.
Guys, if the Capitals make the playoffs, I'd be very surprised if he's not voted the Jack Adams award winner. I mean, he would be the coach of the year, given the fact, like you said, they sold off at the deadline. There have been teams in the not-so-distant past that have sold off at the deadline, but also maybe added a piece or two, or maybe sold off at the deadline because they had young superstars in the making that were just ready for bigger roles. But that isn't exactly what's happening here. You've just got a coach in Spencer Carbery who's got total buy-in right now. It took a while. And another thing, guys, look at this roster now compared to what this roster was on the first game of the season. Mm-hmm. It is totally different. He has totally shaped this roster and fashioned it in the way that he wants it. And, 1 year into a 4-year contract, I mean, this guy, if he continues to get the most out of this roster the way he is right now, I mean, this team could be could be a contender again in a couple of years. I mean, he's just doing such an outstanding job. And like I said, threading a needle. I mean, he had to get the young guys up to speed, get them performing at an NHL level. He had to connect with the older guys who, are just a couple years younger than he is, right? They probably were wondering what's going on here. They didn't have that experience with Spencer down in Hershey. So threading a needle is an excellent term to describe what he's doing right now. And look, if they're able to finish this thing off, and right now Money Puck has their playoff odds at 59%. That is the highest that I've seen since probably December. I think you might be looking at Coach of the Year.
Wow. I said he would get votes, but you think if they actually qualify, he would be voted Coach of the Year. That's pretty awesome.
I do think that there will be a groundswell of support. Look, sometimes it goes to the team that blows away the competition. Personally, I don't like that way of thinking. I mean, if you're a coach and you got the best players, you should be, in first place in the league. To me, the Coach of the Year is the guy who does the most with the least.